What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing another unboxing slash box set review for a 4K box set that I didn't even know was out, and apparently it's been out for a while now, but I'll get into why I didn't know about it a little bit later. But today's video, if you couldn't tell by the thumbnail and the title of the video, is going to be on the brand new 4K box set for Pirates of the Caribbean, all 5 movies on 4K. I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on the box set as a whole, my thoughts on the movies in general, my thoughts on the 4K transfers, and to see if these 4K transfers look any different than the 4K transfers that have already been available here in the US. So I'll just get into why right away I didn't know that this box set existed, because this box set is only available in the UK. I know that there have been 4K releases overseas for the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. There is a collection pack, but it's only in like a singular case with just the 4K discs. And so this is the first like box set, at least to my knowledge, that have been available. And this is a UK box set. You can tell by the rating right here on it. But it is region free, so all the discs are region free. So if you're here in the US and you, at the end of the video, decide you want to get this box set, don't worry, you'll be able to play all the discs. So taking a look at the box set in general, that's a pretty nice picture. I do think that's a fitting picture for this entire box set. The spine right here, it says Pirates of the Caribbean, a list of all the movies right here, the UK rating that they always put on the releases, 4K up top. The top part just says Pirates of the Caribbean, nothing on the bottom, and this spine has all the movies individually, which I really liked. I didn't know that this box set was going to have all the movies individually until I started looking at pictures, and this is what prompted me to get this box set. I would have wanted the Pirates of the Caribbean movies on 4K eventually, but for the collector and me, it's just a little added bonus that we get all the movies in individual cases with individual artwork. So let's take a look at those really quickly. Also, before I continue on with that, I should mention that the box is actually a pretty nice cardboard box. It's not like flimsy cardboard or anything like that. This is actually pretty sturdy cardboard. It's not like super thick cardboard, but it's pretty close to what like Arrow Video and Shout Factory give you, so that's pretty nice. So like I said, we get all the movies individually, and we get all the poster artwork for them, which is pretty nice. So let's start with the first one, Curse of the Black Pearl. So there's the artwork. Classic artwork. I think this has been available for like all the DVDs and the Blu-rays. The backs for all of them just has the Pirates of the Caribbean logo with like legal stuff on the bottom. Oh no, like production cast listing and stuff like that. You open it up and there's your discs. The all black one is the 4K. This one here is the Blu-ray. And you take the discs out and all of them come with inside artwork, which I think is really nice. You know, this is the type of effort that Disney and movie studios in general like used to give us with like Blu-rays, and but not really so much with 4Ks. So that's the first one, and here's Dead Man's Chest. This has always been my favorite artwork of him, probably because it has like a green color tone, and green's my favorite color. The back is pretty much the same. There's the discs. Again, the black disc is the 4K. The one with all the artwork is the standard Blu-ray. Take them out. There's your inside artwork. Pretty nice. Here's At World's End. Again, I really like this artwork too. I like the red going on there. The back is the same type of logo. Not so much artwork going on the Blu-ray disc, but I do like that it still carries on the tradition of having artwork on the discs. And of course, the black disc is your 4K disc. And there's your inside artwork. Here's On Stranger Tides. Haven't seen this one, so can't really give you thoughts and opinions on this movie. There's the artwork. I like how the artwork on the disc is more going on than what At World's End does. And then, if I can get that, there's your inside artwork. I really like all the inside artwork for all these. They're doing a pretty good job with them. And lastly, Dead Man Tell No Tales, which this one is actually labeled Salazar's Revenge. I don't know if that was just the name it was given overseas or just in the UK, but here's the 4K, the original 4K release, and it's Dead Man Tell No Tales. This one's Salazar's Revenge. I don't know, that's pretty interesting. That really caught me off guard when I first saw it. There's the back of it. The inside discs. And lastly, Come on, there we go. And lastly, the inside artwork, which is again very, very nice. So yeah, we get some pretty nice artwork with these releases. Sure, the 4K discs don't really have anything, but I'm not going to complain about that, really. And I also really like how for all the movies, we get like this plastic holder for the discs, so the discs aren't going to get scratched up with like sleeves. Disney tends to do, whenever they do box sets, like for instance the Skywalker Saga box set, that those discs were all held up in sleeves, and a lot of people were saying that their discs are getting like light scratches on it. So I'm glad, at least for Pirates of the Caribbean, Disney's most popular franchise from Disney, arguably, they give you good protection for all the discs. So I'll talk really briefly about the movies themselves. I'm only going to give you thoughts and opinions on the first 3 because those are the only ones I've seen. I haven't seen the last 2 yet. Really, really like the first one. I need to rewatch all these movies, actually. I haven't seen them since I was a kid, but I really enjoyed the first one. The second one I enjoyed too. Not as much as the first one, but I do kind of enjoy it. The third one I saw in theaters and I didn't really care for it at the time. In fact, I remember kind of being a little bored with it. But like I said, I need to rewatch them. I haven't seen them since I was a young kid. But 4 and 5 I haven't seen, mainly because I heard they're both really bad. But now that I've got the whole box sets, I'll make a point to watch all of them. Let's really quickly talk about the 4K transfers, because I'm pretty sure that's what a lot of people are going to want to know about this. Now, if you're a physical media enthusiast or you follow physical media news like I do, you would know that the first movie that was released on 4K here in the US is notorious for being one of the worst 4K discs ever. And I kind of agree with it. Disney didn't do a really good job with this. I kind of had a strange feeling that this was not going to be a good selling disc or a good disc in general when it came out on a Sunday, when most, like 90% of Blu-ray and 4K discs come out on Tuesdays, especially for a big movie like this. And yeah, this doesn't look good on 4K. I'm still holding on to it for like reference sake, but that is notoriously known amongst physical media collectors as being a really terrible 4K disc. Dead Man Tell No Tales, though I haven't watched the movie, I kind of skimmed through the 4K discs to kind of like get a general idea of what to mention here in this video. And from what I've seen with this, I actually think this is a pretty good disc. I actually really liked how this looked, and I think it does look a little bit better than the Blu-ray that it comes with it. So it's kind of funny. We've got a really terrible looking disc, but a really good movie. And we got a really good looking 4K disc with, from what I've heard, a not so good Pirates of the Caribbean movie. So with that being said, with the US releases, how do the discs look here? Well, for the first movie, if you were not a fan of the Pirates of the Caribbean Curse of the Black Pearl 4K disc that came out in the US, you are not going to like it here because it is the exact same disc. And how do I know it's the exact same disc? Well, when I put the first one in of the US one to kind of jog my memory of how it looks and all that, I took it out and then I took this 4K disc from this set and put it in. And as soon as I did, the first thing that popped up was, this disc has been viewed before. Would you like to pick up where it left off? And I was like, that is all I need to know that this is the same 4K disc, just put in new packaging. It's done this with other 4Ks of mine before. I have 2 versions of Zack Snyder's Justice League. I have the UK version and the US version. And when I played and I watched the UK version first, and then I put in the US version when I got that in, and it said the same thing. This disc has been viewed before. Do you want to pick up where it left off? Even though it's a new disc, I haven't put the US specific one in before. So that's how I can tell if it's the same disc. So the first movie, unfortunately, is the same 4K disc, so you're not really getting a good presentation of that film. The other one, Dead Man Tell No Tales, known here as Salazar's Revenge, it didn't give me that option when I put the disc in, but from what I skimmed through for the 4K to see how it looks different, if it looks any different from the US version, I really can't tell a difference, and I really don't think Disney did a new transfer for that movie as well, which that I'm okay with. Like I said, I really liked how that one looks on 4K, so I'm very happy that they kept the same disc. I assume it's the same transfer. It really does not look any different. But now the ones you're probably going to want to know are Dead Man's Chest, At World's End, and On Stranger Tides. How do those look on 4K? Because those haven't had a 4K release. in the past. At least to my knowledge, they haven't. And I'll say this, they look better than the Blu-ray. I put on the Blu-ray discs to kind of like, you know, just to get a reference point, because I didn't have time to watch all these movies yet. I just wanted to play a little bit of them here and there to get a reference point on how they would look on 4K, so I can tell if it looks better than the Blu-ray or if the Blu-ray looks better. And I will say that for Dead Man's Chest, At World's End, and On Stranger Tides, it does look a bit better than the Blu-ray. Does it look great, however? No, I would say not. I did notice a little bit of softness here and there. Some of the HDR color grading wasn't up to par to what Dead Man Tell No Tales looks like. But I will say, if you were just hoping for the 4K disc to look better than the Blu-ray, I think it does look better than the Blu-ray. I noticed the Blu-rays for those 3 movies were really overexposed at times, and the colors were just a little too bright for my liking. I was sitting a pretty good distance away from my TV, and I was kind of annoyed with how some of the whites looked. The blacks didn't look very black, in my opinion. But on the 4K disc, it is balanced a lot better, and it does feel like a step forward. Sure, I feel like it could have been a little bit better. And this is also the case. I haven't been able to find much information on how those 3 movies were transferred to 4K. I know that for the first movie, they just took the already existing Blu-ray, upscaled it to 4K, and put a really lackluster HDR color grading over it, which is never a good sign. That just goes to show you that Disney wants to put it out on 4K. They want to make the money off of it with re-releasing it, but nowadays the only thing worth re-releasing is if you upgrade it to 4K, but they didn't want to put the work and effort to give you a good 4K transfer, and that's what the first movie looked like. And it's hard to tell for me whether the other 3 movies looked like that as well. To me, I was just looking to see if it looks better than the Blu-ray, and they do look better than the Blu-ray. I haven't been able to find really any information about how Disney handled those transfers. Did they go back to the original camera negative? Did they just upscale the Blu-ray? For me, it's hard to tell. So if you were just hoping for the 4Ks to look better than the Blu-rays, you're gonna get that with those 3 movies, and you're gonna get a really good 4K disc with Dead Man Tell No Tales. However, if you were hoping for a new transfer of the first movie, which I'm sure a lot of people were hoping for, you're unfortunately not gonna get that here. And you know what? I would say this box set is worth picking up, even if you're not that big of a fan of how the first movie does look on 4K, because they still give you the Blu-ray disc on here with all the special features. So you're gonna get a good presentation of the movie, whether on Blu-ray or 4K with the first movie. The other movies, like I said, I think the 4Ks for the next 3 movies do look a tiny bit better. I think better work could have been done to them. I'm not entirely sure if they went back to the original camera negatives, because like I said, I can't really find any information about how they did that. But it does look better than the Blu-ray, so you're going to get a good presentation on both Blu-ray and 4K, and Dead Man Tell No Tales, known here as Salazar's Revenge, looks the best out of all of them, so that you're absolutely getting a good presentation for. So yeah, I say with all that in mind, this is worth picking up, especially if you're a big fan of the movies. I know a lot of people that have been saying they want the Pirates of the Caribbean movies on 4K, they want to see them on 4K. I'm sure they don't look that great on Disney Plus because from what I've seen on Disney Plus with their 4K transfers, it doesn't really look all that great, but then you pop in the discs and you're like, yeah, the discs look a lot better. I know some of the Marvel movies are like that. You put on a Marvel movie on Disney Plus, and in my opinion, they don't really look all that great, but then I put in the disc and I'm like, yeah, the disc looks a lot better. So I don't know if that's going to be the case with these, but if you want 4K discs of Pirates of the Caribbean, this is the best way to go, and I would recommend picking this up as soon as possible, because I did notice that people on eBay were already overcharging for this, double what it's worth on Amazon right now. I'll put a link to the Amazon list below if you want to pick this up on 4K. And yeah, like I said in the beginning, I didn't even know that this thing was out. This came out late last year, and I didn't know about it. And then I saw it a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, oh my god, there is a 4K box set of it? And I quickly ordered a copy. So yeah, this is worth picking up. You do get good presentations of the films overall, except for the first movie, but you still have that Blu-ray disc. So with the Blu-ray disc, you get a good presentation of the movie. So yeah, I would definitely recommend picking this up. And I would recommend picking it up as soon as you can, because like I said, people are already double charging it on eBay for it. So you're probably not going to have a good you're probably not gonna have much good luck looking on secondhand markets for it. So I would say just order from Amazon. It is worth it. So guys, those are my thoughts on the Pirates of the Caribbean 4K box set over in the UK. Hopefully we get more information about how Disney put out those other 3 movies on 4K. Did they go back to the camera negative? Did they just upscale them on 4K? Hopefully we get more information about that. Are we gonna get something like this in the US? At this point, I highly doubt it. Disney just recently announced that they were closing the Disney Movie Club, which sucked because there were some movies that I wanted to get, and I haven't been able to make a new account with it yet. So I highly doubt we're going to get these movies on 4K in the US, and they are region free. So, and I tested all the discs. They can play on regular players, regular US players. So I would say just get the 4K box set over in the UK. I don't think we're going to get these in the US. I could be wrong. Disney might surprise us. They've surprised us with things before. But as of right now, I don't think we're going to get it here in the US. But anyway, if you do have this 4K box set, then let me know your thoughts and opinions on it down in the comment section below. And just like always, guys, thank you again so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Go check out my new Instagram page that I just started recently, Custom Movie Posters. If you didn't catch it in my last video, I made a separate Instagram page where I'm just making custom movie posters, just like what the title says. I'm just doing it for the fun of it. So go ahead and give that a follow if you're interested. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like and share it. Subscribe right here if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, take care.